Imagine bringing someone onto your team who looks perfect on paper, only to realize a month later that they're toxic, unreliable, or just not a good fit. The good news is that you can actually spot these issues before they become problems, if you know what to look for. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 red flags that solo and small firm lawyers should watch for in interviews. That way, you can avoid costly hiring mistakes and build a system that actually helps you grow your practice, not hold it back. By the end of this video, you'll know what the 5 key red flags are that you should look for during interviews, especially when hiring for a solo or small law firm, why these red flags matter even more in a small firm setting where one wrong hire can throw everything off, and how to spot these red flags early in the hiring process so you don't waste time, money, or energy bringing the wrong person onto your team. Whether this is your first hire or your fifth, these red flags will help you make better decisions and avoid the mistakes so many solo lawyers regret later. The important thing to bear in mind is that interviews are performances. The lighting's right, the script is rehearsed, and the candidate is playing the role of the job candidate they think you want to see. They're confident, polished, and professional, at least on the surface. But just like a stage actor can deliver a perfect scene while hiding who they really are offstage, a job candidate can mask behaviors that could cause serious problems in your firm. That's why it's not enough to listen to what a candidate says. You've got to watch for the subtle signs of what they're not saying. And in a small law firm, you don't have room to get this wrong. There's no extra staff to pick up the slack, no HR department to run damage control, and no extra time to waste training someone who's not a good fit. That's where these 5 red flags come in. They'll help you to see past the performance and catch problems before you make the offer. Red flag number 1, vague or overly scripted answers. If a candidate gives answers that are full of buzzwords but light on real detail, that's a problem. They may be hiding a lack of actual experience. And in a small firm, you need someone who's done the work, not just someone who knows the lingo. Try asking this: can you walk me through a time you handled a difficult client or deadline? Listen for a clear, specific story. If you get something generic or rehearsed, that's a red flag. Red flag number 2, blames others for past problems. If they blame a boss, coworker, or even a system for everything that's gone wrong in their past jobs, that's a big sign they don't take responsibility. In small teams, you can't afford that. Ask them, tell me about a time something didn't go as planned. What happened and what did you learn? If they own it, great. But if they throw everyone else under the bus, that's your cue to move on. Red flag number 3, lack of curiosity about your firm. If they haven't looked into your firm, your practice area, or your values, they're really not that interested. In a small firm, you need people who care and want to be a part of what you're building. Ask, what do you know about how we operate here and what made you want to apply? See if they ask you thoughtful questions in return. If they don't, or if they look caught off guard, that's a sign they're not invested. Red flag number 4, inflexibility or rigidity. If they seem stuck on doing one specific job or have trouble with the idea of switching gears, that won't work well in a small firm. We all wear multiple hats. Ask, we all pitch in here. Sometimes we step outside our job description. How do you feel about that? If they seem resistant or hesitant, it could mean they'll struggle with the realities of your work environment. And red flag number 5, doesn't take ownership of growth. If they expect you to teach them everything, that's not going to work. You don't have time to micromanage, not in a solo or a small firm. Ask, tell me about a time you had to learn something quickly on your own to solve a problem. Listen for signs that they take initiative and can figure things out when needed. You want someone with a growth mindset, not someone waiting to be told what to do. And here's a bonus red flag. Trust your gut. If you feel relieved when the interview ends, that's a sign. Even if you can't explain it, trust it. Your instincts are picking up on something real. In a small law firm, you don't just need people who can do the work. You need people who will own it. Someone who takes initiative and solves problems without needing hand holding can become one of your firm's biggest assets. But spotting that kind of mindset takes more than just watching for red flags. Now that you know what to avoid, the next step is learning how to ask questions that show you who the candidate really is, not just what they're pretending to be. I made another short video where I walk you through one of the most powerful interview questions you can ask near the end of the interview, one that reveals a candidate's mindset, values, and self-awareness in just a few minutes. Watch it next, a killer interview question to ask when hiring. It's the perfect next step to help you hire smarter with less stress and more confidence.